Change. Change is defined as a process in which something becomes different from what it was before. This change may come as something you initiated or provoked, or it can be a string of things unknown by you. Either way, things aren't going to be the same as they once was. You okay? How you feeling about that? Today, let's talk about those changes and starting over. The phases we face as single fathers experiencing co-parenting. Welcome back, family. I want to shout out Banana Bag, always fresh, for always keeping me fresh and clean in the latest drops. Many think men come to terms with the end of relationships quick or quicker than women. Most of that, though, is an image or an ego masking emotions and think that putting them elsewhere will heal the heart. Also, no lie, it might be a lot of fear. The fear to be open and say, that hurt, without being judged, is a real thing that goes through our mind. I'm not one of those guys that feel there's absolutely no one I can talk to. I do have my own personal village by my side, but I also feel society is evolving to be able to handle having a man express his feelings without being felt less than or treated less than, shall we say. It's not perfect, but I see the progress. But the stigma still exists that men get over and get on. But I'm here to tell you we don't. We all don't. We all hurt. I'm not speaking for all men. I'm speaking from my own personal experiences and the men in my life. To have to go from in the house every day you see your child dad to a part-time dad. Not to speak of the men that are like just have their child on the weekends. Before we go on, these are just titles I use for the amount of time physically men have with their kids. Please don't get it twisted. I feel once you're a father, you're a dad 24/8, 365. But that adjustment is not spoken on enough. It's almost like, I would say, like a bittersweet feeling. Every time your time comes with your kid or your children, as you get ready and adjust yourself to in-person dad mode, you are happy as shit and ready to see your little one. But in the back of your mind, a small timer just started. While your time should be mostly consistent, it doesn't stop the feeling of being rushed. The feeling of having to fit a lot in a certain amount of time. Like you have to get every fun thing that you can think of and that your kid can think of done before they go to the next parent. Not to count having school, daily after school activities, work for yourself, that all cuts your time. You feel rushed. Night times are amazing though. You're back in your guys' normal routine. It's feeling like that small piece of you is whole again. If only for that time period you're physically with your child. That's not to say, ladies, that's not to say you don't feel the same anxiety when the time is reversing. You don't have your child. But right here, we're talking about fathers. And here on the F word, we are breaking the cookie cutter image of society's mode and how showing you the real, authentic, factual about fathers and how we feel about the things that's going on in our life. And this is not to say every father feels this way. Again, disclaimer, talking about me, my feelings, my experiences, and the fathers in the men that are fathers in my life. Studies have shown that men that co-parent and have a significant relationship with their kid go through a wide range of emotion just during the time of transition, such as anxiety, relief. But wait, hold on. We're going to just stick a pin in that word relief for a minute. We're going to come back to that. We feel our quality of our parenting is impacted, and its long-term adjustments that always seem to throw wrenches into our parenting. During that transition of just getting your baby can be stressful, especially if the relationship with the other parent is not too good. If it's best, come up with a way where you can get your child or you can exchange without having to see or interact with that other parent as little as possible. Maybe that parent drops off at the beginning of school and you pick them up after to start your time. Whatever, come up with something where it's not so hectic and better for the both of you guys. We want to keep things copacetic around here. That's we try to stay away from all the drama, because it's for the kids at the end of the day. We also feel the anxiety of the connection and bond with our child while gone. We know our kid loves us, of course we do. But how is that love when we're gone? Millions and millions of feelings and emotion just off that alone is enough to cause an anxiety attack. The quality of your parenting when your kid is gone is another thing that's on your mind. Your morals, your values that you have set at your house when you have your child, is it being carried over at the other house? That's a good question. If you chose the correct person, I say maybe. But if y'all didn't work out, it was some things there that I feel will impact the child in the relationship. Not the relationship, the things that they do over there compared to the things that they do with you. I'll say maybe some of those core things may transfer over, but not everything. Coming from my experience, I can definitely see the little things we may do at my house when she has her time with me than when she's with her mom. It's fun because you see where you and that other other parent differs in the smallest ways to the biggest ways. It could be bedtime or no electronics during dinner. Shit, even what's being done directly after school. You might have activities planned or things that you do after school when your kid is with you, and when not, they probably go right home, do homework, and chill. Who knows? Different things. But I see the difference. Now let's get back to those feelings of relief that I spoke of earlier. This me speaking from a man that co-parents and has a great schedule with my daughter. This could also be just parents in general that get a break. I would love to have my daughter 24/8. Yes, but hey, shit happens. The relief, yo, the relief you get has two folds to it. You have a sense of relief because now you can let all of that anxiety and tightness you had in your chest out. Because your baby's back in your hands, back in your arms. With that first hug, you let everything go. And it's like those feelings never existed. But that timer did start, the one we spoke of earlier. But let's talk about that other relief. All of us parents that co-parent knows exactly what I'm finna say. When your baby leaves and you get some of that, I'm going to call it weekend dad time, even though I do have my daughter on the weekend, but I'll just say weekend dad time. It's your time. The kid is gone. The kid's gone. You can do whatever you had planned. If you had want to get a little more work in, if you want to work late at your current job, or just do or have a little more freedom than you would when you had your kid. Maybe even go on a date or two. Hang with friends you haven't seen in a while. Whatever. But that small moments that make those feelings of anxiety or stress not so hard. So fathers everywhere, this is my thing to you. Find out who you are outside of being a father. As long as it's productive and not causing harm to you or others, do that shit. Explore. Like you did when you was a child. You have a different access to the world, and you may be shocked at those things you now enjoy when you're not in dad mode. While wishing to spend more time with your kid is always going to be a key thing in your mind, being able to stay focused and spend your time elsewhere will make the relationship better. My baby comes back with stories and things to share, while I have the same thing, stories and things to share, with also things I want to do together. I'm sure those feelings never go away, and it's never healthy to bottle them up. But expressing them in a way that betters you and your bond with your kid or children, that's the key. The adjustments of starting over is even crazier. You're now starting at a new life as pretty much a new person. You're a father now. Mind you, a single father. You have to start anew. It's been a while since me and my daughter's mom separated, but I do remember a feeling like I felt. To become another statistic or a number that a man could not make it work with the mother of his child. But if you let that sink in and hold weight on your shoulders, you'll always be behind the 8 ball, bruh. Once you see that your child needs to see you happy and healthy, being loved correctly, you'll be able to let that go and become someone bigger than a number. While it's true, it don't define you though. Relationship with your kid and their parent, that's just a part of you. Shit. Just don't work sometime, bro. And you gotta get up out of there for everyone's mental. You have to let that part of you die. Those thoughts, those feelings, the picture you had in your head when you had your kid to what it's actually going to be. You don't even know what it's going to be, to be honest. It ain't going to be what it was, though. We can say that. And that's okay, my guy. Different ain't bad. It could be the best thing that's ever happened to you. For you. You and your baby. Dating. Dating is different now. than it was when a single before, just off the rip. And you being a dad only adds to it. But fellas, this is then, and our judgment needs to be up. There's this cause now we can't let just anybody buy our kids. And now you have the power to vet them to see. Don't be thinking cause she got kids, she gonna be a good with your kid. Doesn't work like that. People have low-key jealous over previous kids. I really don't know, but there are people out there who don't like your kids simply for the fact they was born before you met them. It's really crazy. I'm a father, so I love kids. I work with kids as a coach and my nonprofit. Check us out, Believe and Beyond, where we work within our community doing a variety of things. But I can't get with them bad kids though. You can keep them over there because that's more of a parenting thing. But I'm still not messing with it. So dating will now need to be a better system for your new life and the way you live. We ain't letting just anybody meet our babies, fellas, no matter how fine she look. Looks don't mean nothing. It don't mean she's a good mother or a good mother figure. Because that's what we doing when we dating. We adding someone who will be another mother figure in your child's life. Not to replace their mom, because we ain't doing that. But another person, your kid, should feel safe and comfortable to go around and to be around. Man, you better start treating these dates like a real job interview. Pull up these Carfax or some. Ask for some damn references like, hey, let me talk to your ex. You let me talk to your mama. Let me talk to your best friend. Let me talk to your kid. If you got one, I need to see something. If you feel you didn't pick the mother of your child correctly, you can moving forward choose the right person who will be an addition to their lives. Nothing in this world is a sure thing. People change. But you can create the proper boundaries, not walls, but boundaries to allow you to find the right person. Starting over doesn't have to be a bad thing. It can be what you make it, and it will be what you make it and what you take from it. But it's needed for your own growth and development. Sometimes we are hit with changes in life that make us start over on the same dream, but with a new path. We have no control over when this may happen, but what we can control is ourselves and how those feelings and our thoughts are expressed. Change happens and starting over sometimes happens, but finding the joy in this new creation will allow you to turn the page on a new chapter on your life without being beat up about it. Life beats us up enough that we do not need to do it to ourselves. Be kind to yourself. Be like water. Take the form that is needed to succeed, my friend. This has been episode 4, Starting Over. These episodes were brought to you by Beyond Solutions, where a clean space is a safe place. But book them now for all your carpet cleaning, junk removal, and commercial cleaning needs. You can catch every new episode Tuesdays and follow the F-Words on all social media for daily fatherhood content. And remember, you're doing a good job.